front. He also will start at defensive end, where he had 4 sacks last season, and he had 2 last week in the win over North. So another player to watch tonight, Brian Livingstone. Their starter at quarterback, we mentioned earlier, Josh Palco. He was the backup last 2 years, and he's a guy that does a good job at getting the ball to who he needs to get it to in that spread offense, out of that shotgun no huddle. And he's an athlete who could be slippery, just like Sean Money was last year for the Colts.
Yeah, they've got some athletes and they've got some weapons. And I know, we mentioned at the start of the broadcast their 2 wins were over teams that have struggled so far this year. But again, we know they can score some points, and with this type of offense, and they'll, like you said, they'll run at a fast tempo. They'll try to spread that ball around to a multitude of receivers there and get that running game going, and Grizzlies will have their work cut out for them.
And speaking of our Grizzlies, 295 yards rushing per game. Cloverleaf allowing 175 yards rushing per game. And Jack Snowball with those huge numbers so far this season. I have those in front of me. He has carried the ball 72 times for 596 yards, an 8.3 average, 6 rushing touchdowns for almost 200 yards a game, and he had that big 94-yard kickoff return for a touchdown to start the game last week against Medina. That was the 3rd longest kickoff return for a touchdown in school history, and it was the longest since Dan Painter in 2000 against Copley ran one back 95 yards.
Yeah, Jack's been stellar this year, and I just can't talk enough, not only about his efforts, but the efforts of the guys that are blocking for him. Tight end Nick Seamy, and tackle Brandon Paladar, and guard Nick Tavanello, center John Roberts, right guard John Hamblin, and Derek Mackey, tackle, have just done an outstanding job of opening holes, and I'm sure Jack would be the first one to tell you he's been the beneficiary of some great blocking this year.
Tonight is Leadership Team Sportsmanship Night in the Suburban League. Student-led leadership teams at the 4 host schools are distributing pizza and bottled water to the first 500 students from the visiting team to arrive. Other activities designed to promote sportsmanship will be held, and we can talk more about that later as we're getting ready to get underway. And here he is, Robbie Buchwald, Mr. Everything for the Colts, ready to kick it off to Jack Snowball deep at the 1-yard line. And it's a wobbler that hits at about the 25, and it will be Martese Jackson, who's back in action this week after missing the last 2 games, and he gets it out to about the 20-yard line.
Also, John, tonight we've got the coaches wearing camouflage hats from both teams, and we have a tribute to the armed forces, and we saw the coin at got a shot of the coin they used for the coin flip tonight. So that's a nice tribute to our men and women in the armed forces. Grizzlies is going to start out on the 20.
And it's a toss to Snowball, left side. He has an open hole. There he goes, wide open in front of the Wadsworth bench. He's going to the corner of the end zone. First play of the game, touchdown Grizzlies. Oh, man.
80-yard touchdown on the first play, just a little toss sweep. And look at, you got big Nick Tavanello out front there. You got fullback Brett Boffman throwing a great block. Good job there, just to get out of the way by Mitch Gordon, and Jack's off to the races.
First play of the game, adding 80 yards to that 596 on the season.
That'll help the per carry average there.
Here's Escudero. He is 7 out of 11 on extra points this season. Boy, and he powered that one through, and it's no good, though.
Yeah, must have been just a little bit to the left. He did kick it with authority, but boy, what a way to start out the football game at first play, just like last week. Jack had a long kickoff return, and now he starts with a long run.
And speaking of Escudero there, boy, he really got a lot of leg on that one, but did miss it. So it will remain 6-0. You remember that 40-yard field goal attempt by Escudero last week that was no good. Actually, it was blocked. And after review of the tape, Roger, it was revealed that the officials failed to notice Medina had 12 players on the field. And thus one player from Medina was able to get free and block that field goal. Good thing it wasn't a two-point loss.
It didn't come down to that field goal. But all right, so it'll be the Grizzlies that'll be kicking off.
And then we'll get a look at the Colts offense.
We'll get a look at John Yagi there talking with the linemen. Nick Tavanello get some quick instructions before he runs out there for defense.
Luis Escudero to kick it off, averaging 54 yards per kickoff this season. And back deep is Robbie Buchwald, their main return man. It's a good kick, and then it's caught by Devin Cunningham, the standout sophomore for the Colts, with a nice return to the 32.
Good job on special teams by the Grizzlies. Escudero kind of putting the ball in the corner. I always like that when they kick to a corner like that.
There you look at Cunningham, number 26, probably the best sophomore player on this Cloverleaf varsity roster. And a look at the Colts offensive line, which has 4 new starters. And in the backfield, it will be Trevor Morrison coming in off of an ACL reconstruction surgery. He'll be one of the main ball carriers for the Colts. Palco to throw over the middle, intercepted at midfield. It is intercepted as coming up with it is Chester Foth.
Boy, what a great start here for the Grizzlies.
And watch, he fell down and then got up on one knee to make that interception.
Yes, he did. Yeah, there you go. You could see him where he was down, and then he just popped up just in time to pick that thing off. So
second interception of the season for Chester Foth, 5th for the Grizzly defense.
There he is talking with Coach Karavik and Coach Pappas, getting a pat on the back. Great job.
Grizzlies now midfield, snowball up the middle, another big hole to the right, 10-yard gain for Jack and the Grizzlies.
Yeah, this is just how you want to start the football game for the Wadsworth Grizzlies. You get a quick touchdown, then you get a turnover, and to a team like Cloverleaf that has struggled a little bit now, if you can jump up on them quick at home and really send a message here early, then you can go a long way to winning this game.
And Kuss maybe not have to do a lot of throwing tonight, Roger. He's 12 out of 18. Coming into this one, here's Martese Jackson putting the speed on. Breaks away. Derek Daubenmeyer, the senior defensive back, was the last one there to save the touchdown. Here it is.
Yep. Boy, you know, for the speculation we had about how the Colts would load the box, their linebackers are really kind of backed off quite a bit. And once the Grizzly runners are getting through that first level there's a lot of room for them to run. So a nice job there by Martese.
And Martese should be fresh, having missed the last 2 games. Back to the I formation, Boffman.
No, they're going to go timeout. The Colts are going to take a timeout here, John.
Timeout, Cloverleaf.
So kind of regroup here and see if they can't come up with a stop before this thing gets away from them really early in the first quarter.
A1 Sports Sales has supported Grizzly Athletics for many years, especially through its annual T-shirt giveaway. A1 can provide custom designed spirit wear, teamwear.
I mentioned it's the start of Suburban League play, so that's always kind of a neat thing.
Yeah, we have a graphic with how the Suburban League teams have done record-wise through the first 3 weeks of non-league play. There you go.
Highland 3-0 as well as the Grizzlies. Your Colts here at 2-1.
Copley and Highland, the marquee game in the league tonight.
That'll be a good game tonight.
Okay, the Grizzlies have it 1st and 10, and they can get another first at the 2 with the ball on the 12. Kuss looking at his offense, ready to go. Another toss to Snowball, left side, gets around inside the 10. to the 9-yard line.
Number 1, Derek Daubenmeyer came up there to make the tackle on Jack Snowball, but one of the things that we love about Jack is just how physical of a runner he is. He lowers that shoulder, and he does what great backs do. He initiates contact, and he did it right there. Nice job.
2nd and 7 on the 9.
Toledo's pretty good, but they're not. Wow, they're closing down. Now we're not blocking. Okay, where are missing? How about blowing
Snowball pushed back as momentum carried him back to the line of scrimmage. Might have got a yard or 2 on that.
Yeah, there wasn't a big gain on there, but boy, fullback Brett Boffman threw a great block on Trevor Morrison, isolation block, and really came at him. And we mentioned all the linemen at the beginning of the broadcast. Boy, Brett Boffman has been a solid fullback for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Morrison and Schley, 2 hard-nosed linebackers for the Colts. Kuss going to keep it on a fake, and inside the 3-yard line.
Now we'll see if they go for
Punched
2.
it in, so Kuss with the rushing touchdown makes it 12-0. Here it is.
Yeah, there's the play where they just fake the handoff. Look at the block. Nick Tavanello throws. Brandon Paladar leads through.
Kuss jumps over the pile.
And John follows his blockers right into the end zone.
2nd rushing touchdown of the year for John Kuss, and they will line up for the extra point. That one was good on a nice exchange between Brandon Paladar, Matt Alec, and Luis Escudero, the snapper, holder, and kicker.
Yep, that's one of those things we mentioned that the timing of the snap and the hold and the kick is so important, and that you practice it over and over again and get better and better at it. They did a good job there. As you look at Grizzly doctor Bob Crawford.
Another thing that really has hurt the Colts this season, we did mention at the open there, Roger, was that they lost standout guard and linebacker Joe Romanoff for the season. He was going to be their top leader and go-to player on both sides of the ball. Out with a broken foot, a huge loss. The senior was a 2-year starter and key leader, and also Romanoff was being recruited by Mac Schools Akron and Ohio U. So
6', 240.
6', 240. The Colts only have 2 players who weigh 240 or more on their roster. One of them was Romanoff, out for the year. And like I said, that's a rarity at Cloverleaf, which is always known to have some of the biggest linemen in the league.
Yeah, there's a good look at the Grizzly fans doing the jump around.
Low kick pops up at the 25-yard line into the hands of Brandon Zajakowski, a sophomore.
Looks like C.J. Edwards and Nick Curvin combining on the stop there for the Grizzlies.
There's Zajakowski, 24.
Grizzly defense will take the field once again.
Keep an eye, Roger, on 5'9", 260-pounder. That's the other one over 240. And a junior, the center, is Austin Roberts. More on him in a minute. A swing pass and a double pass, and it works as Derek Daubenmeyer catches and is down at the 30, and he is hurt.
Yeah, boy, you hate to see that.
That was a nice play as Palco swung one back to Robbie Buchwald. That's considered a run.
It is. He's throwing it backwards. That's why you can do that. And he just got it off.
Nice pass from Buchwald. Boy, not only can he kick, return kicks.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Here it is.
Boy, you just hate to see that. He really twisted his knee
And he
there.
planted his left foot. Look at that.
Yeah, and the turf just gave way. So could be a broken leg there, or some type of knee injury. His leg just torqued. So medical staff's going to take care of him and going to get him back up on his foot. So that's a good sign that they're going to carry him off and So hopefully not too bad here.
Yeah, good to see him at least putting a little pressure on it. But I wanted to go back, Roger, to their center. Big Austin Roberts, number 69, 5'9", 260-pound junior. He is the little brother of former Cloverleaf standout quarterback and safety Cody Roberts, who's now playing linebacker at Cornell.
Yeah, we remember Cody Roberts, very good player for the Colts.
He has good quickness for his size and just a junior, so he'll be back next season. Some injuries derailed his development, but he's a good one to have in there on your offensive line is Austin Roberts.
Okay, Colts are going to have the ball 1st and 10 here on the 30-yard line. So after that trick play, moving the ball into Grizzly territory.
But Daubenmeyer's unable to come back. That is a huge knock. Oh, wow. Big hit there by Tyler Perry, who came in and just drilled Trevor Morrison.
Yeah, Tyler doing a nice job at the outside linebacker. You can see him on the right side of the Grizzly defense. Kept his shoulders square, read the play, and then just did a nice form tackle, bringing him down quickly and for a loss of about 2.
2nd and 12 on the 32. Josh Palco whips one quickly out to J.D. Schley, the junior receiver. But there's that short yardage dinking and dunking we'll see a lot of. And boy, I wanted to say if Daubenmeyer is out for the night, that's tough for this wide receiving core of the Colts, who they'll put 4 wide out sometimes. And along with Buchwald and Schley, they make a formidable group.
Yes, they do. Now right here, they've got 3rd and 6, and if they wouldn't get the first down here, I would guess they'd go for it on 4. So probably 2-down territory for the Colts.
Little jet sweep handoff there to Buchwald. And a nice ankle tackle for Wadsworth at the 15, but it is a first down for the Colts.
You see in the replay there the shotgun snap, and then he just hands it to the motion man there, Buchwald, and then the nice blocking up front. Look at that, all the white jerseys on the red jerseys. And Chester Foth or John Kuss coming up and making the stop.
That was Kuss. He had another good game on defense against the Bees last week at safety. He and Ryan Wise tied for the team lead with 11 tackles last week. Palco had to keep, then looks for an open receiver, had Devin Cunningham open down to the 10.
Boy, Nick Miller did a good job. Defensive lineman hustling over there and delivering a big hit at the end of that play. Bring up at 2nd and 6. Look at Coach Greg Dennison there and Coach John Yagi. See Coach Dennison, his 17th season, 115 and 58.
Second and 6 now from the 11. Trevor Morrison moves left to right. And now it's Cunningham in motion getting the handoff, and the Grizzlies all over it.
Yeah, that was a nice job that time by Anthony Pappas, Grizzly cornerback, setting the edge for the defense right there and making the first hit for a short gain. So now it's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 here for the Colts, and this will be a big down for the Grizzly defense right here. And you mentioned too, they do have a good kicker, so the field goal wouldn't be out of the question here for Buchwald if the Colts are unable to pick up the first down.
Colts with this style of offenses too, they like to eat up a lot of the clock with the short yardage plays, and that's something Wadsworth has done a lot of this season too. Their time of possession is really heavily in their favor as the
They're going to go timeout here, John. Talk things over. They went with a full house backfield in that set with one wide out split way to the left. And Not sure if they didn't get the look they were expecting from the Grizzly defense, but they went timeout.
Yeah, Grizzlies' time of possession, Roger, they have the ball an average of more than 28 minutes a game. And with the Colts' short yardage offense, if the Grizzly D can just stick to their assignments and stay off the field as much as possible.
Yeah, and that's I'm sure that's what they want to get off the field, and it does help your defense stay rested, and it has the opposite effect on the Cloverleaf defense when they have to be on the field trying to stop that Grizzly running attack, and that running attack just has a way of pounding you, and wearing your defense out. Very physical, approach by the Grizzlies and that big offensive line. So this will be a big down right here for them. 3rd and 3.
There you take a look at the roof here at Art Wright Memorial Stadium, right above us.
Cameramen
And
up there. Good crowd on hand, and for the Colts as well.
It is football weather.
It
None of
definitely
this
feels
90
like it.
degree stuff. Palco going to go up under center, Austin Roberts now for this one. 3 backs in the backfield. Palco fumbles, picks up the snap, and
He didn't get much. And
no, it'll be 4th and 2.
boy, Grizzly Ryan Wise, linebacker, did such a good job right there. He saw the ball drop and delivered a hard hit. And it looks like, let's see, that we're going to line up for the field goal here, John. So
Ryan Wise, number 25.
give Buchwald a chance here.
Buchwald is 100% on field goals this season, 2 for 2. This one a 24-yarder, and it is good, so it'll be 13-3 Wadsworth with 4:36 to play in the first.
Yeah, that's a good job there by the Colts. They had the big play on the trick play, the double pass, and boy, of the trick plays, that's always one of the hardest ones to stop. And when you throw that pass, that first pass, everybody on the defense is just used to reacting so much that either you freeze or you start running to the ball, and a lot of times it's easy to slip a receiver behind the defense, as the Colts did. But fortunately for the Grizzlies, they were able to hold just for a field goal there, and their offense will have another crack with 4 minutes and 36 seconds left in the first quarter.
You mentioned Mike Marshall earlier, Roger, wide receivers coach for the Colts. Another former Grizzly, Nolan Wickard, now the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach for the Colts, and his role with Wadsworth the past number of seasons.
He's helped with the offense, but
helped Coach Dennison call the plays, and he's now over there with the Colts opposite us. See him up top there.
And Mike Marshall, certainly a guy that knows a thing about catching the football.
He could do that, couldn't he?
Yes, he could.
All right, this kickoff, Snowball gets at the 11, looking for some running room, and the Colts trying to strip the ball out, but a little late action going on there. The Colts getting a little chippy.
Yeah, well, you have that with Wadsworth Cloverleaf. Just about every year, but that kickoff didn't look like much, John, but that really is a nice kickoff. They're hard to field, and you don't give that return guy right there, Jack Snowball, a lot of head start at the end zone before you get to him. So that really was a very effective kickoff.
Ball now on the Wadsworth 25. Mitch Gordon split wide to the left with coverage by Austin Smith. Kuss boots it out, tries to get it to number 47, Nick Miller, the fullback, and the senior couldn't quite get his body lined up to catch that one.
Yeah. There's a replay here, and you see the bootleg action when you fake the run one way and you pull back the other way, and just unable to connect on that one. John, you mentioned former Grizzly players. I got to see Rob Sondels last week, former quarterback of the Grizzlies.
2nd and 10 now on the incompletion. As Gordon goes in motion. Snowball, a lot of room on the left. Hard hit given to Devin Cunningham and gets Jack a few more yards.
Snowball, ball carrier.
You can see the replay there, just a deep handoff, and these are nice because then the running back has room to see where he wants to go, if he wants to cut in or out. And Jack does a nice job reading that one. Again, initiating the contact as the tackler gets near.
And we talk so much about Jack's strength and durability. Something else he does well we don't talk about a lot is his vision of the field.
Yeah.
He really can find the spots to squeeze into. Jack now over 100 yards rushing on the night already, and we're not even out of quarter number 1. Slips away from a few tackles, spins for a first down.
Yep, and that reading the
Jack Snowball.
hole and knowing where to run and where to cut is such a big part of the I offense. That's why you put the tailback as deep in the backfield, so he has a chance to see those holes as they develop and make his cuts. And that's one of the ideas that this offense is predicated on.
A 13-yard gain for the Grizzlies, 1st and 10 on the 46. This is Boffman.
As we've seen the Grizzlies do now all year, they like to mix that up, so it'll be a tailback run, tailback run, tailback run, then you got a fullback run, you got a quarterback run. They mix those different looks at you, and it's been so effective this year. Going to bring up a 2nd and 9.
Kuss going to keep it. And down to the 41-yard line goes John Kuss, the senior quarterback. And it'll be about 3rd and 5.
Let's see what the Grizzlies do here if they go to the air. But John, I mentioned we saw Rob Sondels. Rob was a quarterback in that 96 team that went 10-0 and went to the playoffs. And it's kind of neat. He was at Lions Club where John Kuss was there as well as a guest. And it was kind of neat to introduce him because both those quarterbacks had such a similar style. Rob Sondels, a great runner just like John Kuss.
Kuss, a 67% thrower on the season. He is stopped.
Yeah, Grizzlies went with the option right there.
I think that was big Brian Livingstone that came in to make that play.
Yeah, and Brian did a nice job. There's Luke Gilbert showing off the commemorative coin. Now I guess the players from both teams got one of the commemorative coins that they used for the coin toss, and you can see it real well there, but a tribute to the military. It's got an eagle and an American flag on it, so a very nice memento of this game for the players.
4th and 5, Grizzlies going for it. They are perfect on 4th down conversions this season, 6 out of 6. And an interception is thrown, and it is caught by Devin Cunningham, the standout sophomore. And then it's returned to near midfield, but first interception of the season by John Kuss.
Yep, and that's just a good job by Cunningham. They were in the zone defense and just read the quarterback's eyes and broke on the football. And the interception's, a moot point there unless he runs it back. But the big thing is it's the Colts ball now. As you look at their band, very happy at that last play, and their defense is getting stingy now. And
that's
like to see the Grizzlies do the same right here.
First time this season the Grizzlies do not convert on 4th down. Colts trying to get back in it. High pass caught, brought in by Robbie Buchwald. And into Grizzly territory goes Buchwald.
Yeah, and he's dangerous when he gets that ball in the open field like that. It took a while to get to him, and he kind of bobbled it, but made a couple shifty moves there and got a nice pickup on 1st down.
On the reception.
Buchwald plays kind of that slot receiver position, and just a junior. He's a kid who Coach Doug Haas said should garner some Division I college interest this season.
He's got good size, 6'1", 190 pounds, so he's got decent size.
Palco going to the other side. Austin Smith, and a loss of about 1 for the Colts.
Again, that ball took an awful long time to get to the receiver right there, and the Grizzlies doing a good job of pursuing the football and getting a lot of red jerseys as you look and just kind of floated there a little bit. But look at the red jerseys coming. That'll warm the heart of defensive coordinator Rob Karavic as the clock winds down here in the first quarter. 33 seconds and dropping quickly.
Palco throwing again on the blitz. It is caught and held on to by Robbie Buchwald for a first down.
Holding his wrist here. He got hit by Ryan Wise. Right, you're going to see Ryan Wise coming on a blitz. And he's holding that shoulder or that arm, John. He might be hurt.
Yeah, well, I do know, Roger, a couple weeks ago in the loss to Medina, Palco had to leave the game due to a dislocated wrist on his non-throwing arm. Or non-throwing hand, I should say. You can see his left hand is taped up. That's the non-throwing. Well, they're both taped up, but.
Yeah, he's not doing well. He's trying to stay in there, but.
Well, their backup quarterback is one of their standout receivers, J.D. Schley, the junior. And he made his debut at quarterback, did Schley, when Palco left that game against Medina. And Schley was the starting quarterback for the freshman team back in 2009, but he's more valuable to the Colts varsity team as a receiver and defensive player. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, he may be pressed into service.
It is the end of the first quarter with the score 13-3 Wadsworth. Yeah, it'll give us a chance, I guess, to look at last week's scores. As far as Wadsworth opponents are concerned, we see that Ashland lost another high-scoring affair to Sandusky.
They did.
Saw that game was on the Mansfield channel this past weekend, caught a little bit of it. Worcester, boy, good job on a tough Ellett team.
Yeah, that is a tough Ellett team.
And that gives Wadsworth some valuable computer points.
We want those guys to win now.
And let's see what else we got there. Boy, that Copley-Orville overtime. The Indians win at 13-7. Big boost for the Indians. Start of the second quarter, handoff goes to Trevor Morrison. And Morrison came into tonight with 140 yards rushing through 3 games and 2 touchdowns.
Yep, Josh Palco staying in there for the Colts at the quarterback spot. It's Tyler Perry and Nick Miller combined for that stop.
Grizzlies 160 total yards of offense in that first quarter. Half of that was Jack Snowball's 80-yard run on the first offensive play of the game. 2nd and 8 now from the 35. Palco rolling to his right. Throws over the middle, little short, almost intercepted there by number 33, Brett Boffman of the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Brett did a nice job in coverage, and really, Palco's lucky he got away with one right there, because really both those linebackers, there you had Nick Seamy over there in coverage as well, and one of those two almost picked that off. So look at the Grizzly fans celebrating here. Not sure what kind of costume that was. Still a little way away from Halloween. All right, 3rd and 8.
From the Wadsworth 35, little pump fake and ripped down immediately by big Nick Tavanello is Josh Palco.
Yeah, we're going to see the replay here. Nick Tavanello, it's a little quarterback draw, and they pulled the guard and tackle. Not sure who was supposed to take Nick, but he diagnosed that one quickly. And if you're going to run that play, you might want to block number 65, our Division I wrestling champ.
That's
Nick
248 pounds of beef going up against 165 pounds of quarterback. Well, we're going to see sophomore Devin Cunningham punt it away. Snowball just lets it float out of bounds.
See where they mark it out of bounds. It's always tricky for the referees. They got to keep an eye and judge where they felt it went out of bounds. So it's like he's standing on about the 11 or 12-yard line. And look at Coach Pappas having a word with defensive back Anthony Pappas.
Little father-son talk there.
Father-son talk. What'd you think about dinner tonight? I thought it was excellent. Did you do all your homework? Yeah, Dad. Be home after the game at 11.
You can go to McDonald's with your buddies after the game. Boy, that's the first time we've seen Snowball really get hit like that. And that was Kyle Jenkin, the 6'1", 235-pound senior.
Yeah, Kyle did a nice job there beating the block, getting some quick penetration and blowing that play up in the backfield for a loss of about 2.
Kyle Jenkins, 7 tackles against Akron North last week and a big victory for the Colts. Loss of 2, 2nd and 12 from the 10. And 68 again. Jenkins jumps over the back of John Kuss.
Boy, Kyle Jenkins is one fired up young man. 2 big plays right there as you look at the Grizzly cheerleaders getting that crowd fired up. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. We said with the Grizzlies offense, they don't like these 3rd and longs. They like 3rd and medium or 3rd and short. Let's see if they can come up with a play here. They're going to go trips to the left.
Chris play action fakes it, steps up, throws one high for Snowball and intercepted. No, they're going to say it hit the ground. Robbie Buchwald was there, and on the tipped pass, Buchwald couldn't corral it in as it hit the turf.
Yeah, this is a good call by the referee because it looked, I thought he might be shielded from the ball, but when that ball comes down, let's see if we get it right there. You could kind of see it looked like it popped out, but that was a tough call. Right here, it looked like it popped out quick, but that was a very close bang play. The Grizzlies are punting.
Chester Foth punts it, and Cunningham waves it off, and it takes a Grizzly bounce inside the 40-yard line.
Boy, nice punt there by Chester, and that was a timely one. It's going to back the Colts up all the way to the 39-yard line. Look at one of the men in the striped shirts. They always take a lot of heat, but we certainly couldn't have the game without him. So
that was the 3rd punt of the season by Chester Foth. He averaged 36.5 yards his previous 2 punts.
It was a nice punt right there. So the Grizzly defense on with 8 minutes and 52 seconds left here in the 2nd quarter.
Palco again in the shotgun. And that looked like movement on the Colts. Don't see any flags. Palco running for his life and ripping him down out of bounds is Brandon Paladar.
Yeah, surprised we didn't see a flag on that one because it looked like 3 guys jumped and it looked like
before the snap.
Yeah, it looked like the snap was just a little late right there, but no flag, and the Colts will have a short 4-yard gain right there. Notice some of the fans starting to put those big coats on out there, John. I think it's getting, sun's going down and the temperature's dropping. It does feel like fall.
We've talked a little bit about the tough stretch Wadsworth has coming up in a couple weeks where they'll have Greene, Copley, Talmadge, Highland all in a row. Tonight is the tough stretch start for the Colts, and I'll continue that thought here after this play. 2nd and 6 from the 42. Handoff goes to Morrison and stopped at about the line of scrimmage. Weeks 4 through 7 for the Colts are all going to be against the top half of the Suburban League. Wadsworth tonight, Greene next week, then Copley, then Talmadge. So they're going to know where they stand here in the next few weeks. And And if the Colts don't fare well, it appears likely they could have back-to-back losing seasons for the first time in 8 years.
Yeah, they've had some good teams here over the last few years.
Colts were 4-6 last season.
Yeah, Doug Haas would love to get that remedied here.
3rd and 5 now. Palco looking to throw long. He does, and it's a center field catch. Robbie Buchwald heading to the end zone. Touchdown, Colts. And we talked about him. Robbie Buchwald is a dangerous, terrific football player.
Boy, he makes a great play right here. Because look at the ball up in the air, and then look at him. He catches the ball at its highest point, and that's what you always teach those receivers, and the defensive backs trying to do the same thing. But Buchwald comes down with that one and then quickly turns and takes it all the way to the end zone.
57-yard touchdown strike from Palco to Buchwald, and Buchwald right back in there to kick the extra point to pull the Colts within 3. It's high and it's good, so 13-10 our score with 7:52 to play in the first half.
Yeah, and they're right back in this game, and just like we said at the outset of the broadcast, you know, these guys, they love playing Wadsworth. They get pumped up, and their crowd right now, they got some good momentum going on. And you know, one thing that I didn't like when I was coaching, always when you score quick, John, there's a natural letdown, and the Grizzlies scored a couple times quick. And then you have a tendency to your intensity level, everything drops kind of naturally, and you got to try to get it back up if the other team doesn't go away, and the Colts didn't go away.
And Wadsworth needs to remember last week when they didn't let that happen. They struck quick a couple of times against Medina, but they kept that physicality and that intensity up the whole game.
Yeah, you got to keep the pedal to the metal the whole time, and that's one thing I love about football. It's a game of intensity. It's a game of emotion. And, you know, that's half the battle. So, you know, they started off with a lot of momentum. Now that's kind of dropped off a little bit. Let's get that offense going, and let's get down there and take the momentum back. Let's get back on the scoreboard.
So Coach Doug Haas, an Ohio Wesleyan graduate, now in his 3rd year as the lead man for the Colts. He has a 12-11 record with this Colts varsity football team. And Robbie Buchwald to kick it off, wearing his coach Mike Marshall's old number 9.
It's offsides. Son of a gun, it's offsides.
From the 10, Snowball has it. Up the middle, to his right, ripping away tacklers, and it takes 2 of them to tear him down at about the 33.
Yep, use that stiff arm as he does so well. And you can see a nice wedge in front of him. And then he breaks that out. There's the stiff arm. Right, good job by the Colts bringing multiple tacklers to the party right there and bringing down Jack. Grizzlies going to have the ball on the 34-yard line.
Here's Jack again. Picked up a couple of yards from the line of scrimmage. Coming off the bottom of the pile, Brian Livingstone.
Like J.D. Schley was over there as well, so that Colts defense is starting to hunker down here a little bit and make it tough for that Grizzly running game. I wouldn't be surprised to see a play-action pass coming here shortly. As you look at the crowd having a lot of fun.
Livingstone, defensive end, number 71 for the Colts. Top thrower for the Colts track team. Flag on this play as it's whistled dead.
Yeah, could be a procedure penalty here.
No, they're pointing against the Colts.
Nope. It's going to be offsides. That'll be 5 yards for the Grizzly offense.
Offside penalty against Cloverleaf.
First penalty of the game.
Yeah, this has been a very quick game too, as well as you know, low penalties, a lot of running, and 6 minutes and 58 seconds left in the half.
Penalty makes it 2nd down and 2 for the Grizzlies.
So this will bring it up to 2nd and short.
No. But he's still.
Snowball got the first down and surges forward just short of midfield. As
Jack Snowball, the ball carrier. Austin Smith.
again, Livingstone in on that one. And discus shot thrower is Livingstone, and he said his Colt hero
Snowball picks up another Grizzly
is
first
Kyle
down.
Juszczyk. You remember that name?
On Wadsworth, 49
I
yard
think
line.
Livingstone was a freshman when Juszczyk was a senior, and he used to watch his every move. Juszczyk now playing at Harvard.
That's a good role model there.
Brett Boffman, the fullback.
Boy, the Colts have done a nice job shutting down that inside running game that the Grizzlies have. Little inside handoff there to fullback Brett
the ball
Boffman.
carrier, brought down by Kyle Jenkins.
2nd and 6.
Gain of about 4 on the
Stay
play.
tuned. We have a nice halftime show for you coming up. I believe Superintendent Mr. Fortner will have a little presentation out on the field.
Yep, special halftime. In addition to that, the Wadsworth Middle School band's going to be playing tonight with the high school band.
A little flip handoff there to Snowball, but he made it work. I think Kuss kind of lost the handle on the handoff, and he just kind of flicked it back to Jack and didn't really hand it into his gut. Watch.
Yeah.
Well, he did kind of get it in there.
Yeah,
But
he kind of separated his hands, but wasn't the prettiest handoff, but it certainly was effective for a Grizzly first down.
clock continues to roll. 5:35 to play in the first half. Grizzlies go to that fullback trap play again, and boy, Colts there again.
Yeah, they've done a nice job defending that. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see a play-action pass pop up here shortly for the Grizzlies, because they've been really hammering them with the run.
Well, Colts D has shored up that run-stopping defense. A year ago, the Colts were allowing over 340 yards of offense per game, 180 of that on the ground. Martese Jackson in there to the 30-yard line, gain of 6.
Yeah, that's going to bring up a
3rd and 3.
3rd and 3, and again, with where the ball is, could be 2-down territory for the Grizzlies as well.
And as usual in a Coach Dennison offense, a wide receiver. This time Nate Winkler brings in the play call from the sideline. Toss to Snowball, lowers the boom, short of the first down.
Boy, it's going to be decision time now for the Grizzlies.
And that's Derek Daubenmeyer in on the play. He's back in there, I've just now noticed, after that scary looking leg injury it looked to be on that catch he made on that double halfback pass.
All right, it's going to bring up a 4th down, John. It's 4th and 2. Grizzlies are going to go for it. This is big here. 3 minutes, 29 seconds left.
Well, you know who it's going to. There it is, Snowball. He's still got it. He was on his feet, didn't hear a whistle, kept the feet moving, and got more than the first. Here it is.
Boy, look at this. Isolation play. Brett Boffman leads through the hole. The line gets a surge, and it looks right here. Boy, we're thinking he got stopped. He got stopped. They're pulling at the ball, but they forgot to bring him down. And Jack keeps the legs driving and lunges ahead for a Grizzly first down. Great effort.
3:05 to play first half. Kuss going to keep it to the left side. He goes. And inside the 15-yard line, so another good chunk of yardage for the Grizzly offense.
Yeah, nice pickup here as you watch the replay. Just a quarterback sweep. I love quarterback sweep because you got 2 lead blockers in both backs, and they get out front, and it's a nice pickup on first down, and that's what the Grizzlies love to do. Big pickup on first down. going to bring up a 2nd down and 3.
Grizzlies will certainly be content to let a lot of this clock down too here. Don't want to strike too quickly and give the Colts a chance to have the momentum heading into halftime.
Thought it was Cressawat.
Here's Snowball and running behind for the
Jack Snowball, ball carrier.
tackle, big number 68, Kyle Jenkin.
Yeah, he's been very active tonight as Kyle Jenkin, that defensive line spot, but Grizzlies getting closer and closer here to the goal line. Ball's resting on the 6. Be 1st and goal.
Grizzlies have 2 rushing touchdowns tonight, 1 missed extra point. Both Snowball and Kuss have found pay dirt. 2 minutes remain first half. Snowball, touchdown Grizzlies. Boy, yeah, a couple little cuts and he was free to the house.
Yep, that's just what they needed, just like we said now, that that offense had to get their momentum back and their intensity back, and they did just that. Nice drive right down the field, very methodical. And now they're back into the end zone with 1 minute 49 seconds.
13 carries, 160 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Jack Snowball so far tonight. Junior Luis Escudero in for the extra point, looking to make it 19-10, and he does. So Grizzlies with 1:49 to play lead the Colts by 10.
Yeah, that was a great drive right there now. A little less than 2 minutes before halftime. See what the Colts, how aggressive they are. The Grizzly defense could get out there and get a quick stop or get a turnover. Might have another crack at that end zone before halftime. John, while we have a second, I got a note here. A special favor was asked of me, and that was from Chuck Kuss, that he'd like to wish his wife Tricia a happy anniversary, 22 years of marital bliss. And I told him I'd be happy to do that. So happy anniversary to the Kuss family.
Luis Escudero to kick off for the Grizzlies.
I believe a great anniversary present would be a Grizzly win over Cloverleaf.
All right, the ever dangerous Robbie Buchwald gonna be deep for the Colts.
Grizzlies might want to think about kicking it to the corner here, trying to keep it away from number 9. Avoid the big return before halftime.
Daubenmire and Cunningham, 2 other good return men. But Buchwald at the 9 takes it straight up the middle and runs into one of his own players and stops at the 23-yard line with 1:45 to play.
Yeah, that footing on the field tonight, we've seen several players slipping and sliding a little bit. You can see some of the turf there being torn up, and we had the rain this week, a lot of rain this week, and week 4 the field's starting to show some wear and tear.
Beautiful to have no rain for your Wadsworth Community Television coverage tonight. Always
Absolutely.
helps out. Okay, here goes Palco into that shotgun. Turns to his right, throws a quick out to Daubenmire, and he's immediately met by Anthony Pappas, who makes the stop.
Yeah, one of the things with the spread offense we've seen, boy, it works so well when you can get that quick release when the ball goes in and out of the hands of the quarterback. And some of these passes here by Palco, they're just taking a little too long to develop.
Yeah, he does a good job throwing the ball to the open guy, but sometimes it does seem to stall a little bit and gives the Grizzlies a chance to get there. 1:10 remaining first half. Palco to throw. Here comes Tavanello getting rid of it. And intended receiver was Daubenmire, and it's in and out of the hands of John Kuss, who almost intercepted it.
Yeah, John would love to have that one back. As you can see, you mentioned the good pressure there by Tavanello, but John did a great job of reading this route, and he tried to catch the ball at its highest point and just wasn't able to come down with that one, but he did break it up, so it brings up a 3rd and 9. 1 minute, 3 seconds left here, and if the Grizzlies can hold, they're going to get that ball back.
It's the 3rd pass play John Kuss has broken up this season. Uh-oh, here comes a big run by Trevor Morrison. Most we've seen out of him tonight, and he takes it from the 24 to the 35 for an 11-yard gain and a first down.
That's going to keep the ball in the hands of the Colts now, and they're going to move to a hurry-up mode.
And Palco just going to spike it into the ground to stop the clock. The so-called legal intentional grounding play.
Right, yep, just trying to stop the clock now and out of the timeouts, and need just a second to regroup.
Yeah, Colts going out of that no huddle. You can't do that when you've got 50 seconds to go and everybody not quite sure what they're going to do. 52 seconds to play. Palco throwing, and a flag way in the defensive backfield.
No way. It wasn't even close interference.
Could be an interference call against the Grizzlies, and that'll help. Referees talking things over.
It's a hold.
Yep, hold. So it's going to be another first down for the Colts, and it's going to move that ball out to the 45-yard
First penalty.
line. First penalty against the Grizzlies.
Makes it first and 10 for the Colts.
Referees letting the players play tonight. Not a lot of laundry on the field.
Morrison is stood up straight and then dropped by Byron Brown, the senior defensive tackle.
Byron did a great job right there, knifing in and making the tackle in the backfield. The Colts are just down the football. Stop the clock, regroup.
Brings up third down at about 10.
Gonna look at the Grizzlies sideline there. A good crowd on him. We mentioned the Colts brought a lot of fans.
30 seconds to play. Grizzlies hoping to hold on to that 10-point lead. 3rd and 10. Palco over the middle, has an open receiver in Devin Cunningham, the sophomore, making some noise tonight. Then another penalty.
Boy.
Tyler Perry was on top of Cunningham. Did you see what he did?
Well, I'm going to guess a face mask just by the nature of how that flag was thrown.
Yep.
Or a horse collar
Yep.
tackle, yep. So that's really going to move the ball close now. The Colts are going to have a couple shots with ball resting at the 20-yard line. They're going to have a couple shots here at the end zone. And remember, they got the good kicker there in Buchwald who can kick the long field goals.
Clock is moving, 15 seconds to play. Palco going to have to hurry, gets the snap quickly out to Buchwald. It goes, trying to get him in the open field and make something happen.
The clock's going to run out, John.
Colts do have a timeout, and they'll use it with 4.7 left.
They're going to try, I would guess, a long field goal with Buchwald's leg being as strong as it is.
It'll be about a 39-yard field goal. They were just trying to make something happen there, get Buchwald open, but the Grizzlies had that one sniffed out, and 2nd and 12 at the 22.
So we'll see.
One more reminder.
Again, Buchwald's leg, he put a number of kickoffs this year into the end zone, so we know he can kick.
And he is 3 out of 3 on field goals this season as Buchwald. And he's 8 out of 8 on extra points, so he has not missed a field goal or extra point.
He definitely has the ability to kick this one, so let's see. See if they're going to attempt that. Yep.
Don't see
they're bringing the block
Palco
on.
out there, so.
Yep.
And Daubenmeyer, the good hands guy, will hold.
Baby, right on the money.
39-yard field goal attempt for the junior, Robbie Buchwald.
Oh,
Grizzlies
Boy.
jumped.
That was smart. They
Tried to
Makes
get the
their count
Grizzlies
up.
to jump. Yep.
35 years closer.
that was real smart.
Oh, and what a difference 34 yards instead of 39 can make. That's the third penalty of this drive on the Grizzlies, and that's
3 yards.
Penalties really help fuel this drive and get the Colts moving down the field so quickly.
Buchwald has plenty, but it's wide to the left as the clock hits 0. And it is halftime. He had plenty on it as far as distance, but just a little bit to the left was
Test.
our halftime score. Will be Wadsworth 20, Cloverleaf 10. Stay tuned for special half. Second half ready to get underway after that nice halftime show. Grizzlies up 10, 20 to 10. And quickly in the first half, Wadsworth had 11 first downs, 1 turnover, 3 penalties for 30 yards on that last field goal drive by the Colts. Grizzlies had 221 total yards, all of it on the ground. Jack Snowball 13 carries, 160 yards. Cloverleaf 6 first downs, 1 turnover, 1 penalty, 167 total yards. And they had the bulk of that in the air, just 26 yards rushing. Palco was 9 of 14 for 106 yards through the air, 1 interception, 1 touchdown. Colts get the second half kickoff, and great coverage by the Grizzlies as Cunningham returns it to the 26.
Devin Cunningham on the return.
Yep, good first half there really by both teams, John. And you mentioned the halftime ceremony, the presentation by the Medina County Gazette to the Wadsworth City Schools is the best of the best in Medina County, the only school in Medina County to have excellent with distinction rating for the district, and doing that at the lowest cost for taxpayers
Per
in Medina
student?
County, per student in Medina County. So excellent with distinction. Congratulations to the Wadsworth City Schools.
Morrison gets the handoff from Palco and gets it to the 29, a gain of a couple.
Also, it was nice at halftime, John, the Wadsworth Middle School band was able to play with the varsity band, and very excited as you look at the sign here. Top 15% of Ohio schools rated excellent with distinction.
Second and 8 for the Colts. Palco swings to Buchwald, got some blocks, first down Colts. Buchwald in front of the Colts bench is pushed out of bounds. Buchwald, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're going to see the Colts are going to go to him often here in the second half. He's their go-to guy. And we saw in the first half, very talented receiver here for Cloverleaf. And remember in the first half, they threw that double pass, and it was Buchwald that threw that pass, so the Grizzlies secondary are now a little hesitant to come running up on that on that play.
He is one of the Suburban League's best athletes, is Robbie Buchwald. He's in that slot to the right. And Morrison gets the give to midfield, so they'll mix it up with the run and pass. And Colts do have a good number of playmakers, so this offense should be effective as long as they can establish that running game for balance with as much as they are going to throw the ball.
Yeah, they know what worked for them in the first half, and besides the trick play, but they've found some money here with some short passes and mixing in a run once in a while.
Second and 6, Buchwald tries to get around the end, and a good slow down by Boffman and the tackle by Nick Seamy, the outside linebacker.
Yeah, that was a good observation, and we've said that many times. Even if you don't make the tackle, if you can disrupt the rhythm of the play, it goes a long way to stopping it, and Brett Boffman did a nice job of doing it from his linebacker spot, bringing up 3rd down and 6.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. So often we'll see 4 receivers for the Colts. Palco throws hard over the middle, and closing in quickly was Simeon Boffman to break up that pass play intended for Buchwald.
Yeah, and again, they're trying to go to Buchwald number 9, but nice job, as we saw once in the first half too, that our linebackers in the under coverage reacting quickly and closing in and stopping that play. So they're going to line up to punt this one away, and looks like the punter's going to sit back on about, put his heel. Let's see now, moving up. The punter's not on the field, so I'm not sure what happened
we've
right
got
there.
Cunningham is back deep to punt it, the sophomore, number 26. A high wobbly one, out of bounds where they'll mark that. Looked to be around the 30.
It's a short punt, and I'm not sure what happened there. Cunningham was off on the sideline. They come running in late. Got a short punt off here, so Grizzlies are going to have the ball on about the 29-yard line as they start the second half.
And this is the start of Jack Snowball time, Rogers, second half.
Feels like it's cold enough here in Artwright Stadium for a snowflake or two, but let's see if they can get that running attack going.
9:50 left, third quarter. Give is to Snowball. To the 36.
Nice pickup.
7-yard gain.
Yeah, that's what they love to see on first down, when they get those nice pickups on first down. And, you know, we mentioned how Jack tends to get stronger throughout the course of the game. That's one hallmark of this offensive line this year. These guys have been able to dial it up and get stronger and stronger as the game goes on.
Up the middle, Jack goes, breaks it free to the left side.
Come on, baby, get it!
And closing in is Daubenmeyer, who pushes him out of bounds at the 29. First down, Grizzlies.
Yeah, nice job here. We talked about vision in the first half. Just a little isolation play inside, and Jack's going to pop it, and right there you see him look up. He sees it breaking outside, quickly shifts that way and puts it into overdrive, gets downfield, covers as much ground as possible, and there's that contact that we like there, using that stiff arm.
Over 200 yards rushing now for Jack Snowball on the night. We've got 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Well, got a yard or two out of that.
Yep, nice job by the Colt defense that time, getting a lot of bodies over there. Boy, it's number 1, Derek Daubenmeyer, again kind of limping as he gets up, and boy, he was the one that kind of torqued that knee there in the first half, so he might not be 100% healthy back there in the Cloverleaf secondary. Grizzlies are going to go trips left this time.
Martese Jackson in the backfield. Fake give to Jackson. Kuss keeps it.
Yeah, John doing a good job on the fake and the quarterback keep to the trips, out to the open side of the field there. Picked up a nice chunk, going to bring up about 3rd and 5 here.
Ball runs into a mess of players short of the first down.
Yeah, they did a nice job there again. The Cloverleaf defense did a good job forcing the play back inside, and then they had a number of white jerseys in there now.
4th and 4, gain of 1.
Yeah, decision time here for the Grizzlies, and it looks like they're going to go for it.
Makes it 4th down and about 4.
See if they try to go to the air here, or if they're going to run the ball again. They're going to split Winkler out, as well as Cody Fox.
It's a fake to Boffman. Kuss is stopped, and Colts take over on downs.
Boy, it was a good job on the option play. It looks like it's going to be there.
There you see Snowball was there to pitch it to him.
Yeah, that's, the quarterback's just trying to read that. And John felt he could get around the corner right there, and he would have had it not been for a great play by a Colt tackler. So the ball goes over on downs now. The Cloverleaf Colts, both defenses doing a great job as they open up the second half.
Grizzlies came in 6 out of 6 on 4th down conversions. That's 2 they've failed to convert tonight. Wide open throw, and it looks like Foth or Edwards intercepted it. It's Chester Foth with the interception, one-on-one with Derek Daubenmeier. Foth comes up with it.
Yeah, that's just an outstanding play by Chester Foth right here. He got some pressure from Nick Miller. The ball hangs up, but boy, Buchwald, we saw him go up, catch the ball at its highest point in the first half. Chester Foth went up right there and out-jumped him and brought the ball down at its highest point, catching the ball at its highest point. So outstanding play, and the Grizzlies really needed a shot in the arm. Now, if that offense can get going here, this is going to go a long way. That's going to be a very big play here in the second half.
Second pick of the night for Chester Foth, his 3rd on the season. Martese Jackson gets the carry. And he's running hard into Colt territory.
Just as we saw Jack Snowball bouncing off tacklers, Martese, you're going to see in the replay here, Martese Jackson does the same thing. He's got that quick step to the outside, good vision, and nice gain on 1st down. That's what the Grizzlies like. 2nd and 5. We're going to look on the sideline at Chester Foth. Chester getting better and better. Boy, he had a big game last week against Medina, and he's having a big game tonight against Cloverleaf.
This is Snowball, 1st down.
Yeah, nice job, just coming right at him and really running hard into the middle of that Colt defense and picking up the 1st down, moving the chains. It's so nice too, John, to have Martese Jackson coming in. It can give Jack a breather, let him get a quick blow and get back out on the field, keeping him fresh.
3 to the left. Snowball lines up wide left. Gonna swing it to Jackson. With all kinds of blockers in front of him, Jackson makes a nice move inside the 30. Great play call there and good execution.
Yep.
See all the blockers to the left off your screen here that enabled Jackson to.
And that's a nice pass by John Kuss. He makes sure that ball's going forward, and Martese catches it on the fly. Does a nice job. Another Grizzly 1st down.
A lot of wrinkles in that Coach Dennison playbook.
Yeah, there are. We've seen the
that
Colts.
was one of them.
Yep, we've seen the Colts running that play tonight. Now the Grizzlies are running it.
Under 6 minutes to play 3rd quarter. Snowball.
Brought down by Daubenmeier there. Nice tackle, holding on for everything that he's worth to bring him down. Loss of 1 here for the Grizzlies. Bring up a 2nd and 11.
Second and 11, loss of 1 on that last play. Colts showing a blitz, and Kuss is in trouble. All kinds of Colts there, and another play for a loss.
See, you're right there. Colts do a good job getting some penetration there and just reading that play and playing gap control defense, and then you're going to see the linebackers getting involved once they see what the play is. There's J.D. Schley. So the Grizzlies have a 3rd and 15. And one thing we haven't seen tonight is tight end Nick Seamy catching the ball. And he's been a go-to receiver for the Grizzlies.
Kuss had no one to throw to, just has to hold on and go down. Simi was open on a slant across the middle, but
John Kuss, the ball carrier.
Kuss couldn't
Yeah,
get rid of it quick enough.
quick pressure there. Then credit the Colts defense. They really got some good pressure on him in a hurry. So Chester Foth is going to drop back into punt formation.
I believe just the second punt of the night for Wadsworth.
Chester Foth in the punt for the Grizzlies.
Good punt.
Oh, great punt.
Yep. Be marked inside the 5.
Chester Foth
Good
gets
job.
the bounce and
Right on the 5. What's the punt?
Chester Foth, punt, rolls out of bounds.
Boy, you hear it said so often. Special teams can really help you or hurt you, and that was a great punt right there by Chester Foth to pin the Colts down deep. Now if the Grizzly defense can come up with a stop, the Colts should, the Grizzlies should have good field position, but we'll see if they can get that stop. Looks like Buchwald is going to be on the left here in the slot.
Number 26.
that is Cunningham, and the Grizzlies stay home to stop that one. Devin Cunningham, the sophomore.
Yeah, credit linebacker Ryan Wise, did such a nice job there diagnosing that play and knifing in and making a hit in the backfield.
He's not quite touching the 4 guys.
So that would be a loss of 1.
3:25 to play, third quarter.
As you look at defensive coordinator Rob Karovic getting the defensive signal in.
In the background there. Well, Palco, the quarterback, toes on the goal line, turns, quickly throws one to Daubenmeyer, and Grizzlies sniff that one out as well.
Was good reaction there.
Ryan Wise, Pappas, and Nick Miller on the stop.
They close quickly as it's just a short pickup, so it's going to be a 3rd down now and about 8. Grizzlies love to get some pressure here on Palco.
A rare huddle for the Colts offense there.
They want to talk about this one. This is a big one for them.
Reverse trick play.
Palco just going
Draw.
to keep it, and boy, the Grizzlies not going to take that.
No, the quarterback draw, pretty conservative call right there. Colts being backed up in the shadow of their own goal line.
They'll be punting from the end zone.
Yeah, didn't want to get too risky, so 2 minutes and winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Snowball and Winkler are going to drop deep to receive this punt.
Cunningham gets it off. And the Colts down it inside the 40, it looks like. I think he touched it before. Yep, referee saw it.
Moving up to that spot now, so the Grizzlies have a great field position here on the 39-yard line.
And that's what that great punt by Chester Foth got him right there.
Field position, a battle of field position. And let's see if that Grizzly offense can't get geared up here. They got an opportunity to great field position, get another one up on the board.
1 minute, 38 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter.
Oh, now we got a penalty. Procedure penalty there against the Grizzlies, going to back it up 5. And that's one of the things when you have a good running attack like that, you really got to concentrate on playing mistake-free football and eliminate these penalties and give you that ability to get a decent pickup on 1st down and stay in those 2nd and 3rd and shorts.
Snowball. Still on his feet, and a flag in the backfield.
Blocking below the waist.
Jack Snowball, the ball carrier.
Another penalty now.
Brought down by
I have a
Kyle
hold on the
Kurtz.
Grizzlies.
He's going to bring that one back.
Flag on the play. Preliminary penalty holding against
John,
the
we went
Grizzlies.
from
Fifth penalty.
no penalties in the first quarter and most of the second quarter to a whole bunch of penalties at the end of the second quarter and beginning of the third quarter.
Make it 1st and 17. Grizzlies have to get to the
Holding penalty
29
against the
for a
17.
first down.
On the full 46-yard line. First down.
And look through the face mask. The Grizzlies
Luis
there.
Escudero. Okay, 1st and 17 now, all the way back to the 46. There's Boffman on the fullback handoff, and Brett heading for the end zone for a Grizzly touchdown.
There it is. Well, a great run by Brett Boffman. And, you know, sometimes people wonder, well, how come they keep running that fullback play when it doesn't seem to be gaining much? It's one of those plays. If you keep running it, you have these opportunities, and Brett did a great job. Nice job by the offensive line. Brett saw that big hole open up, and he knew what to do with it.
46-yard touchdown run. That's Brett Boffman's 4th rushing touchdown of the season. Escudero, the soccer star, boots it through for the extra point, and that gives the Grizzlies a 17-point lead with 1:02 to play in the third.
Yeah, that was a big score right there. That was a big one. So nice job, and said Chester Foth again doing a good job as you see him standing with Brett Boffman and Ryan Wise. Now defense has got to close the door.
Members of the class of 1961.
Yeah. There you go, Mike Winkler.
We got the cheering crew here in the press box with us.
The Ohio National Guard, Company G, 237th BSB.
Next week is homecoming here at Arkwright
Homecoming,
Stadium.
yeah,
Homecoming weekend.
absolutely.
Revere Minutemen
Week of-
coming to town.
Big week of school spirit planned at Wadsworth High School.
Another one of those great traditional suburban league matchups. Minutemen
Yeah,
and the Grizzlies.
coming back into town.
We'll have the homecoming festivities taped for you here on WCTV.
Absolutely.
Right down here on Arkwright Memorial Stadium field.
Oh, we have a second too before the kickoff, John. I'd like to say Coach Dennison went to Lincoln School today and brought a couple Grizzly football players, Jack Snowball and Hayden Frisbee, and had lunch with some of the students there at Lincoln and signed autographs. And great day at Lincoln. Coach Dennison said, please make sure we give a shout out to those Lincoln students and Steve Brady.
Squib kick there to keep it away. And Daubenmeyer slipped, returning that.
Boy, the fact that he's still in this game is amazing after we saw what happened to that poor guy in the first half with that knee being torqued like it was, and he's still limping around a little bit, but tough kid, he's hanging in there.
Under a minute to play now. Flag. Falco gets it out to Schley. And Schley is slow to get up.
A penalty against the Colts.
Flag on the play.
Well, this one will be called back. English language is a strange thing, Roger. It's number 11, the junior wide receiver, J.D. Schley, it's pronounced, but it's spelled S-C-H-L-E-I-C-H.
Yeah, that is a tough pronunciation.
45 seconds and ticking. 1st and 15 on the penalty. Palco puts Buchwald in motion and decides to keep it. All kinds of Grizzlies there, and there's Nick Curvin to bring down Josh Palco.
That was just an avalanche there. Grizzly defenders coming at Palco, right? He dodged and ducked a few, but Nick Curvin doing a good job from that nose guard spot. Coming up with the quarterback sack as the 3rd quarter winds down.
Colt's going to let it go to 0. And
We do have a winning
first sack of the season for the senior Nick Curvin, and that does bring the 3rd quarter to an end with the Grizzlies leading at 27-10. This will give us a chance to look at the other games around the league tonight, and Wadsworth's other non-league opponents. I do know that Ashland and Worcester are playing each other, so
that'll be a good game tonight.
Grizzlies will get some kind of points out of that one. Medina with Falls at home. And then you see the league games for week 1, and you have to imagine that all the home teams favored in those matchups for the Suburban League.
Yeah, we got word at halftime Copley was up on Highland. It was 21-7, I think they said. So. Yeah, some good games tonight. Nordonia Green should be a good one. See how Revere does against Talmadge.
Revere coming in next week. And where you look at the Grizzlies' schedule, this next week against Revere will already be the 4th home game, so that's 2nd half of the season for the last 5 on the road.
Yeah, kind of strange this year with a lot of the home games at the beginning of the season. And I guess the good thing about that is we've had some pretty good weather nights and enjoyed some big crowds here early on the season.
And maybe a next time out, last thing we'll look at are the mythical computer points that determine your playoff positions. Grizzlies in a good spot there so far, but they don't officially bring those out till like what, week 6?
Yeah, I think week 6 is when they
incomplete
officially come out. But you know, I tell you, I don't look at that stuff, John. I never, as a coach, not until the end. The only week that matters on computer points is week 10.
That's right, but still something fun to look at
yeah,
for the fans.
Fun for us to look at and talk about.
It's kind of like, well, they do have J.D. Schley in there now at quarterback. Palco, I think Schley just came in for that first play of this series, and I mentioned he is the backup. Was the starter on the freshman team 2 years ago. I'm not sure if Palco's injured or they just want to mix it up a little.
Remember, he was holding that wrist and shoulder there some in the first half. He may have been dinged up.
Schley on a keeper.
Yeah, the other thing, maybe the coaches just wanted to try something different here and try to mix things up and get a spark.
Schley hasn't played the quarterback position in 2 years, but he did come in that Medina game when Palco went out hurt. And we'll see if.
Yep, going to bring up a 4th down. Grizzlies should get good field position again.
There's the punt by Austin Smith. Jack Snowball at the 43-yard line. Turns the corner to the 35 and then out of bounds.
Jack Snowball on the return to the Grizzlies.
Good look at Jack Snowball after he fields that punt. Coach Yagi talking to Ryan Wise there on the sideline. see now. 11 minutes, 2 seconds left in the game. See if the Grizzlies gonna get another touchdown drive going.
Colts stacking that box. Kuss fakes, flicks one out to Boffman. And a good gain of about 7.
Yeah, it was always one of those deals where Boffman's knee might not have touched the ground. The referee didn't blow the whistle right away.
Let's see.
Brought down by Trevor Morrison.
You could see it was one of those deals where it looked like he almost landed on the tackler, the would-be tackler here. He lowered his shoulder, stayed on top of the defender.
Yeah, that right knee went down, I believe.
Yeah, but the whistle didn't blow right away, and I think that's what, right there, you see the defender keeping coming at him because he didn't hear that whistle until.
That's Martese Jackson.
So the Grizzlies gonna just go with that ground and pound it. Keep that
Snowball.
running game going.
Jack Snowball staying on the sideline there next to Coach Dennison, waiting for the word to get back in there.
And it brings up a 3rd and 1. Have a look at the Water Boys there.
3rd and 1 from the 24. He knew it was going to Boffman. I think he got it.
Yeah, it was close though, but I'll tell you, the Colts defense has been pretty stingy in those short yardage situations tonight. They've made you fight for every inch.
Brought down by Kyle Jenkins.
It's going to be 1st down here. Grizzlies now really want to run that clock down.
33-7 we hear. Copley is up on Highland. Those of you watching this may already know the outcome of that ball game, but sounds like Copley put a whipping on the Hornets tonight.
Yeah, he didn't gain much on that, but boy, what a neat little move here by Martese Jackson as he got that ball. Quick spin move.
Derek Daubenmeyer and Trevor Morrison in on
Looks
the
like
stop
Derek
for
Mackey
Colby.
limping off.
Derek Mackey, junior tackle, 6'3", 274.
Winning picket
Yeah,
again.
he's there. That was a big
258,
body there.
2371.
2nd and 10 from the 22.
Looks like Hayden Frisbee coming in here at left guard now as the Grizzlies shifting the offensive line around.
Boffman to the 11.
Just mentioned his name coming in the game. Boy, Hayden Frisbee just did a nice job on the trap block. See on the replays, playing left guard, pulls, gets a nice trap block and springs the fullback Brett Boffman.
Frisbee, 6 foot, 201-pound senior.
11-yard line.
Boffman with 65 yards rushing, the bulk of that on that touchdown run at the end of the 3rd quarter. Kuss gonna keep it, likes to run to his left, but just could never turn the corner, keeps the clock running.
And that's the big thing. Just stay in bounds, keep the clock
We
running.
don't have a winner in
And
that 50-50
the Colts have
raffle.
done a pretty good job tonight out on the perimeter defending a lot of those runs. But John knows you just stay in bounds, take what you can get, protect the football.
Suburban League score, Copley over Island, 33-7. That game was not complete.
Bleed that clock, let that clock run. Very deliberate.
Grizzlies can get a first at the 1-yard line. Boffman again, big hole up the middle. Keeps the legs moving, inside the 5 he goes. First and goal, or 3rd and not goal. Like I said, they can get a first down at the 1-yard line, but he's a rumbler and a stumbler.
He is, and that's the other good play. They run the inside trap with him, and then they run that fake toss sweep where you try to get the defense stepping wide, and then you run the fullback right underneath them. And that's an effective play when the Grizzlies run the sweep as well as they do. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 2.
And stuff short.
Yep, Boffman again.
Brett Boffman, the ball carrier.
He's
Brought down by Derek
not
Boffman.
in, so it's going to bring up a 4th down, and the Grizzlies can get a 1st down here without scoring the touchdown, and it looks like they're gonna go for it. So 6 minutes left.
Aaron Berman from Wadsworth is the winner of $1,104. Thanks to everybody. Another $1,104 goes to the athletes in the Wadsworth City School. Thanks for playing the 50-50 raffle.
All right, 4th and 1. See what the Grizzlies do here.
And we're going to get a timeout for the Colts.
Yeah, Colts want to talk about it, get a look maybe at the personnel the Grizzlies had in. So they're going to talk about it here and see if they can come up with a plan to stop the Grizzlies.
Let's look at those computer points there, Roger. The Grizzlies are sitting with the 4th position there. Now, the other interesting thing to look at this is, you know, potential teams you could play there at the end of the season. Of course, this means absolutely squat right now. I mean, but, you know, they're in that kind of weird, that Region 2 and Division 1. You've got those Toledo area teams, Findlay, the White House, Anthony Wayne.
Yeah, we played them before in the playoff years ago.
And the Jackson Polar Bears right up there having a good season so far. But the way that works is the top 8 teams in each region qualify for the playoffs. Top 4 host week 1, and 8 plays 1, 7 plays 2, and so on. Down there in the 8th position, Brunswick and Hudson, those two play each other tonight. So one of those will stay in that top 8 and the other will drop out.
Yep.
But we will continue to look at that, especially once it becomes official, more near the last few games of the season, when we'll see where the Grizzlies stand. Here's the toss to Snowball, and he trots in after a 1 clock cleaned by Jack Snowball there. It was Derek Daubenmeyer who didn't get hit by a snowball, but an avalanche.
Yeah, that was more like an avalanche. He wasn't the only one tonight that got caught in that as well. But nice job by Jack. Good job by the offensive line, and that should be it.
Extra point up and through for Escudero, 34-10. Grizzlies have this one all but wrapped up with 5:54 to play.
Yep, and start looking forward to next week and a showdown with Revere as you watch the cheerleaders.
3
Showing
touchdowns.
off some athleticism on their own. Look at that, back flips.
Yeah, that's,
Man, I think I've seen Coach G do a few of those back flips before.
Jack Snowball with 3 TDs tonight. And that gives him a total of 9 rushing touchdowns. Add that kickoff return last week, 10 total for Jack.
And a whole bundle of yards, whole bundle of rushing yards. A lot of fun to watch. Part of that proud tradition of running backs at Wadsworth High School. We've had a lot of great ones over the years.
Yeah, and I can look at that list and you will be amazed at those names. And Drew Jones, Joe Tricome, Dan Herbert, Mike Garn, Jim Reynolds, Paul Macco, Kyle Obendorf.
Yeah, just some great running, and other ones that aren't on that list that were stars as well. We just had a lot of great, and with that goes a lot of great linemen through the years as well.
This is J.D. Schley, one of the up men. Turns it to the other side of the field, gets it to the 36-yard line. And we will see Schley stay in there at quarterback. So the starter, senior Josh Palco, is indeed out of the ball game. Josh Palco back in week 1 in their win against Buckeye threw the ball for 225 passing yards. That was the most at Cloverleaf since current Cornell linebacker Cody Roberts put up 231. Schley, incomplete, intended for Daubenmeier. That effort by Palco in week 1, 225 yards passing, was the 9th best overall in Colts history.
Good breakup of that pass there, John, by Anthony Pappas. But I think the Colt coaches just wanted, Palco looks like he's dinged up a little bit. Probably get some more reps with Schley at quarterback in case Palco can't go next week.
2nd and 10 from the 36. Colts are going to have to hurry up, get some points on the board. Fake, Schley scrambles out of it, little high pass, and right there was C.J. Edwards to meet Austin Smith and break that one up.
Yeah, that's been nice with the Grizzly secondary. Really, that was a spot last year that guys were young and inexperienced, and boy, you just see that secondary getting better and better in every week, and I'm sure the coaches just, continuing to coach them up and get them where they understand the game and where they need to be and how they need to make plays, and these guys are doing it. Into the game comes number 2, Brad Virgin, an outside linebacker.
6 foot, 186 pound senior.
Penalties stop the
timeout. Timeout, Colts.
So maybe a problem with the play or the formation. Want to talk things over. Well, a lot of fans sticking around tonight, John. Some of the Grizzly fans headed for the exits, but a lot of people just enjoying the first cool football game. Feels like fall.
Speaking of fun to watch, our Buckeyes taking on the Hurricanes tomorrow night. That game's going to have a lot to say about the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think it will too. I think it will. We'll see how they do. They struggled a little last week in Toledo.
Ja'Cory back in action for the Canes.
Yeah, interesting storylines with all the suspended players on both teams.
Yep.
But I think you're right. This is going to be a big game for them.
Third and 10 now from the 36 once again. Grizzlies bringing the pressure. Schley gets rid of it as he's hit, and it was Virgin who just came into the game, put the hit on Schley and shook him up a little.
Yeah, nice job by Brad Virgin. They're getting some pressure from the outside, forcing an errant pass, and Colts are going to send the punt team out. Grizzlies are going to send, it's like Winkler deep, as well as 21 Scott Campbell.
And it's down by Kyle Church for the Colts. Church, name we haven't mentioned tonight. He did run the ball last week some for the Colts, but kept them out of this one. 5:21 to play. And all kinds of clean jerseys and pants running into the game now.
Yeah, a lot of substitutions. Try to get the names to you.
A lot
best
of those
we
starters,
can.
Hamblin and Boffman coming out of the game.
Yeah, looks like Matt Alex going to be in at quarterback. See if we can get the lineman for you.
Jackson in at tailback. And Jackson fumbles the ball, and it's still loose. It looked like
Hayden Frisbee. Hayden Frisbee got on that one, I think.
Yep, he comes up with it. That ball was loose for a while.
It was. Connor Van Fleet looks like he's also in at a guard spot there. Number 81, Drew Starr.
Clay Smalley, wide receiver, getting in.
He looked up, but the rest of the play to get some.
2nd and 9 on the fumble. They get 1 yard.
Yeah, that worked out all right, didn't it?
Smalley split to the left. Cody Fox to the right. Campbell gets the toss from Alec. Campbell spun around and dropped at the 36.
Yeah, nice hard run there though. That's a good job by Campbell. You're gonna see gets the pitch, makes a quick cut, gets north and south. Good hard run.
Four minutes left in the ball game. Grizzlies just going to huddle up, let more of those seconds tick away.
Yeah, 34-10 now. Just letting that clock run.
Get 31 in.
Get out of here with the win and get ready for Revere.
21's got the ball.
Campbell again.
That's a nice run. Very determined there by Campbell. He got that handoff and really just kept scrapping, fighting, and got that first down.
Sophomore Zach Metz in there at fullback.
Zach, a 5'9", 163-pound fullback linebacker. Scott Campbell, 5'8", 174. Getting some good carries here.
Campbell again. Oh, he's showing some extra effort there. Is
Little
Campbell.
moxie,
Scott Campbell again, the ball carrier for the Grizzlies.
fighting for every yard, for every inch.
Nate Stanford.
See Van Fleet pulling around the end,
On the stop for Cloverleaf.
getting the block.
Gain of 1 makes the second down and 9.
Defensive lineman Nate Sanford of Cloverleaf, 6'3", 220, slowed Campbell down enough there that the Colts stopped that play. A little flag in the backfield. And it's the false start. 2:26 left.
Illegal procedure penalty indicated against
I know
Wadsworth.
it's a sore subject, John. I don't even want to bring it up, but the Cleveland Browns
Playing the Colts Sunday.
favored again as they were against the Cincinnati Bengals, but I think there's a lot of optimism surrounding our
I
Browns
wonder
this
how
year.
much that spread would be in the Colts' favor if Peyton Manning was playing.
It'd probably be a 14-point
Yeah.
spread at least.
This is Metz, the fullback.
Nice carry there for Zach.
Zach Metz, the ball carrier.
Look at Brett Boffman and Nick Miller,
Back to the
John
original,
Kuss.
about the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10.
And this is a fun time on the sidelines when you got the game wrapped up. Just watch some of the guys carry the ball, the younger guys getting in the game and having fun.
At the 7 o'clock in the evening start. And the volleyball team will be at Highland, 30 for the JV.
Here's Campbell. Good cuts there. Jumps over the pile. Turns it back to the middle. And down to the 43-yard line for Scott Campbell.
Yeah, some nice moves here by Scott. He's shifty.
Taking some advice from the Jack Snowball book of running the football here.
Yeah, he's quickly jumping over people, cutting back. Nice job, good run. He's keeping the chains moving, he's keeping the clock moving.
1 minute remains. Campbell again fumbles it. Hard hit was Campbell.
See if the
Tried
Grizzlies got that back or not. He
kind of
never
got ahead of himself there running the ball.
It just wasn't a clean handoff. I'm not sure he ever had a good grip on it.
Cloverleaf recovers. Coming out of the pile with it is Tony Giachetti, the senior defensive lineman, number 55. He's meaningless turnover for the Colts.
Boy, and the fans just having a great time. Open it up, enjoying this victory.
Well, after the Grizzlies put the ball, in the air only, 3 times last week against Medina. Didn't do it again this week.
No.
Don't need to.
No, they're a running team. They'll pass when they need to, mix it up a little bit.
Schley spins out of trouble, steps up, still loose, throws it to a wide open Robbie Buchwald, who will head to the end zone for a touchdown, as Schley really made something happen there, staying alive, and Buchwald just...
Yeah, he did. He did a great job with his feet, kept the play going, and
no one stayed with Buchwald there. He was wide open down the field.
And it's hard when you're playing secondary, when they have that long to pass, and when things break down with contain, or quarterback's able to keep the play alive with his feet. It's easy to lose track of a receiver, and Buchwald, certainly an experienced receiver, knows what to do. Got downfield and got open and came up with a touchdown.
And then Buchwald adds the extra point to make it 34-17 with 36 seconds to play.
Colt cheerleaders like that one. Colt crowd that have remained here. Gives them something else to cheer about tonight.
So it's Mr. Everything. Robbie Buchwald has put all 17 points for the Colts on the board. He has 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points, and a field goal.
Yeah, he certainly had a very good game tonight for the Colts and did his share to get the points on the board tonight.
Colts a little late to get out here for the kickoff.
Come on. What are you, celebrating?
We're going to have a different kicker here, it looks like. Gavin Berg, a freshman. Coach Haas going to let the freshman kick this one off, and a little short one to C.J. Edwards. C.J. returns it nicely, and then he's shoved out of bounds. That will definitely bring a penalty, as Edwards was well into the Grizzly bench, and he was given an extra shove. But the Grizzlies here could just take a knee. And
yeah, maybe a carry to one of the younger backs as you look at Jack Snowball. Nick Miller giving him a pat on the shoulder, and again, just having fun now. Good time to enjoy the win. Tomorrow come in and watch the film. Coach Barry Smith giving him a pat on the helmet.
Colts score that meaningless late touchdown.
And Alec, maybe they're just going to take this one and take a knee.
Yep, Alec goes to a knee. 27 seconds.
That should do it.
And that will do it. Colts heading to their sideline, where the teams will line up, walk down the 50-yard line, and shake hands. And there you see the scoreboard. Wadsworth winning it 34-17. The Grizzlies now 4-0 on the season, and the Colts